up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Inside the Vinyl. I'm your host, Tim Bianconi. If you would go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel below, that would be greatly appreciated. If you could also hit that notification bell so you can be notified anytime I put out new content, that would be appreciated also. So, I'm going to unbox something, and I'm really late to the game on this. In fact, I'm about 4 years late on this. But we're going to open up the 35th anniversary of Anniversary Edition, Deluxe Edition, of the Whitesnake album, Slide It In. So this album was originally released in 1984, April 16th, 1984. This 35th anniversary edition obviously came out in 2019. It was originally released on Geffen, which at the time was distributed by Warner Brothers. It was his first album, the first Whitesnake album to come out on that label. The producer was a guy named Martin "The Wasp" Birch, who's very famous for producing a bunch of Deep Purple records, some Black Sabbath records, and of course all the early Iron Maiden records. This is actually certified for 2 times platinum. It's a double platinum record. It sold over 2 million copies and reached as high as number 40 on the Billboard charts, and actually was Whitesnake's first top 40 record in America and their first taste of success in America. They had been a huge band in Europe and other parts of the world up until this point in time, but this was the first time they had any real success in America. So this is the 35th anniversary. Now, the whole reason I'm opening this up now is just, for one, for shits and giggles, but two, as you guys have seen, if you watch my channel, I've opened up every Whitesnake reissue and re-release, box set, whatever that's come out over the last 3 or 4 years. And I think I had everything from the 1987 album all the way through the recent Good to Be Bad reissue. And for whatever reason, I never purchased this one, or at least on vinyl. I think I have a video out there where I opened up the box set that I have of this. I do have I think it's 10 CDs or something like that. The Slide It In box set that has all these different mixes and all sorts of different stuff. So check that out, if you haven't. But I didn't have the vinyl, so as a completist, I saw this at a record store I went to yesterday and decided that I had to have it. So here we are. So let's go ahead and open this bad boy. All right, so there you go. Front cover of Slide It In, 35th anniversary. Back cover of Slide It In, or at least of the reissue, or the anniversary edition. So it does say on the hype sticker, this is a 2 LP 35th anniversary deluxe edition, new remasters of the original US remix and original UK mix. So yeah, okay. So I didn't read that right. So this is new remasters of 2 different mixes, the UK mix as well as the US mix. We'll get more into that a little bit later. But let me open this bad boy up. Yeah. All right. I hate the cellophane because it's I don't want to tear it up too bad because I want the hype sticker, but at the same time I also don't want to tear the record up or the jacket. It shows a little bit of a crease right there, but that's okay. All right, so there we go. Slide It In without the cellophane. Front cover. Back cover with the track listing for both records, as well as some cool pictures of some of the singles, the covers of the singles from this album. So there you go. All right. And again, this is a 2 record set, so this is a gatefold. So if we open it up here, we get a more full picture of the young lady from the cover and the snake. And on the other side over here, we get lyrics and, I don't know, maybe some liner notes or some different things over on this side. So yeah, very cool, very cool. All right. So let's go ahead and pull out the first record. And I don't know that there's anything fancy about the vinyl on this one, but we'll look anyway. All right. So we pull this out. Nope, this is just standard black vinyl, which again is very cool. All right, so this first record is the US remix. So there on the front, is just another version of the actual Slide It In cover. And then if we turn the record over, it has the track listing for both sides of this particular album. And this is very, very heavy, very thick, 180 gram vinyl, which again I think is really cool. All right, so that is the US mix, and again we'll talk about that more in a second. And here is the other record. Again, pretty much the same, just this is the UK mix. So same sticker on the inside there, and then of course the track listing on that side. So, all right, so there we have it, 35th anniversary edition of Slide It In. Very cool packaging, and just like every other reissue that I've ever opened up, on my channel here, or my thing here, It is very well done, top quality. Rhino Records and Warner Brothers, it's spared no expense making sure these reissues are done correctly. So let's talk about this album. So like I said, there's 2 mixes on here. So record 1 was the US mix and record 2 was the UK mix. Now, from what I understand, the reason for that is because when they signed to Geffen Records, the A&R guy for Geffen Records was a guy named John Kalodner. And I guess when he heard the original mix, the original recording and mix and everything of the album, he didn't care for it too much and thought it didn't sound American enough. It was a little too British, I guess. So at that point in time, they were kind of transitioning from what was left of the original Whitesnake lineup into more of what they became known for in the later 80s. So I think this was the last album they made with Mickey Moody, one of their original guitar players, and a guy named, oh my God, what the hell is his name? John Sykes, I'm sorry. Woo, John Sykes. John Sykes, who had just previously been in Thin Lizzy, joined the band during the making of this record. And actually, John Kalodner had them go in and record some additional guitars, heavier guitars, more, thick sounding guitars or whatever for that, more American, early to mid 80s sound. So that's why you have 2 different mixes. So if you prefer early Whitesnake, the real bluesy Whitesnake, like, Trouble and some of those albums, the UK mix is probably what you like. If you're more into like the 1987, 1989 style Whitesnake, definitely the US mix is the one that you would gravitate towards. Now, in addition to, Mickey Moody and John Sykes and all that, this is also the last album that John Lord made with Whitesnake before he left and returned to Deep Purple. And it also has the amazing late Cozy Powell on drums. So, another, Whitesnake was always a bit of a revolving door to some extent, especially in later years, but definitely a very solid lineup of Whitesnake at this point in time. So let's talk about some of the tunes on here. Obviously, the title track is one of the most well-known Whitesnake songs. Slow and Easy was probably a strip club favorite for, a number of years. Love Ain't No Stranger, very popular song, still gets played at pretty much every concert that, that he puts on, if he still does. They played it every time I've seen him. Give Me More Time, Standing in the Shadows, Spit It Out, Guilty of Love, all really good tunes. There's 10 songs on the album. There's not a bad tune on here. And really, in addition to there being 2 different mixes, the UK mix and the US mix, that also kind of represents what this album is, and that is definitely the bridge between the early more blues-based Whitesnake to what they became in 1987, which a lot of people associate, quote them, with the hair band scene. I like to give them a little more credit than that, but again, it is what it is, and that 1987 record is what made them global superstars. But this is definitely the bridge between 2 very different versions of or eras of Whitesnake. It's a very cool record. Slide it in. I'm sure most of you watching this, if you haven't heard this whole record, have at least heard 2 or 3 songs from it. You should check it out. And definitely, just check out the connection between old and new, at least at the time with this. So, check it out. You get the 2 record set, or you can get the giant box set like I have on my bookshelf out there, or you can get it off iTunes and wherever else. The cool thing about the CD box set is I think it has 9 different mixes of this album. And I think there's even a full, full on, total remix of it. But there's like 9 different mixes and some live stuff and whatever else. It's a little ridiculous, but hey, it's good and it's quality, and hey, some people like that kind of stuff. So that's all I've got for you this time. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel below. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we put out new content. I've got the rest of my Inside the Vinyl series, which includes unboxings like this. We've also unboxed other Whitesnake reissues, new albums, reissues by other bands, box sets. Sometimes they've been CDs. It just depends on what's coming out. There's a lot of stuff coming out over the next couple of months, so be on the lookout for more content from me over the next month or 2. My Inside the Vinyl series also includes live albums as well as lost classics. I've also got some live footage out there from various concerts and festivals over the last few years. And that about sums it up. So like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace out. There you go, boy.